What do you think about the possible changes to parking and traffic penalty charges in London? Welcome to the Parking and Traffic Penalty Charges in London survey. We need to collect some information about you to help us find out who has replied to this survey. Your feedback may go into a report about the survey, but it will not include any personal information. All your personal details such as your email address will be confidential. London councils will only keep your personal information until this survey ends and the report has been written. Question 1. How are you replying to this survey? On my own behalf. As a representative of a business or organization, for example a charity, a campaign group or a London borough. Question 2. Would you like a copy of the report once it has been written? If yes, please send your email address to penaltychargesurvey@londoncouncils.gov.uk. Question 3. Which of these statements apply to you? I live in London, I work in London, I live and work in London, I am a visitor to London. 4. Which London borough or local authority do you live in? This is the name of the London borough or local authority who you pay your council tax to. 5. What is the name of the business or organization you represent? 6. What does the business or organization do that you represent? Accessibility group, charity, emergency services, healthcare organization, freight industry, large business with more than 100 employees, campaign group, delivery company, London borough, member of parliament, a local authority that is outside London, residents association, or a small or medium-sized business that has less than 100 employees. Other, please let us know what the business or organization does. Seven. What type of transport do you use regularly in London? Bicycle or e-bike, bus, car, e-scooter, lorry, motorcycle, overground train, underground, van or walking. Other, please let us know the type of transport you use regularly. Question 8. How did you hear about this survey? Word of mouth, London Council's website, LinkedIn or Twitter or newsletter. Other, please let us know, including the name of the newsletter. London has two bands of penalty charges, Band A and Band B. In the past Band A, areas were in inner London and Band B, areas were in outer London. Now the map looks very different and there are more Band A areas than Band B areas. Part 1. Band A and Band B areas. Question 9. Do you think London should have a single penalty band? Yes, no, or I do not know. Question 10. How would it affect you if there was a single penalty band across all of London? Please let us know. Part 2. Higher and lower penalty charges for parking. Information for question 11. Higher and lower level penalty charges started in 2007. Higher level penalty charges are issued when a person parks somewhere they are not allowed, such as double and single yellow lines, or in a parking bay that is only allowed for some vehicles or permit holders. Lower level penalty charges are issued when a person parks where they are allowed to but have not followed the rules. For example, when drivers stay too long in a pay and display bay. The differences between the penalty charges are as follows. Band A, penalty charges. Higher level is £130. Lower level is £80. The current difference between the Band A, higher and lower level penalty charge is £50. Band B, penalty charges. Higher level is £110. Lower level is £60. The current difference between the Band B, higher and lower level penalty charge is £50. Question 11. Should the difference between higher and lower level penalty charges be more than £50? Yes, the difference should be more than £50 between higher and lower level penalty charges. No, the difference should be less than £50 between higher and lower level penalty charges. The difference between the higher and lower level penalty charges should stay the same. I do not know. If you have any comments on why there should be a difference between higher and lower level penalty charges, please let us know. Part 3. Possible changes to the parking penalty charges. Information for question 12. There are Band A and Band B penalty charges. The band depends on where in London you have not followed the parking rules. There are also different levels of penalty charges, known as higher level and lower level. The level depends on which rule has not been followed. Since 2011, people breaking the parking rules has gone up by 50%. There is a worry that the current penalty charges do not help to stop this. And penalty charges have not increased in the same way as rising prices in the UK since 2010. In 2022, Transport for London or TfL increased parking penalty charges on their red routes from £130 to £160. London Councils is looking at possible changes to the London Borough's parking penalty charges. Current Band A, higher level penalty charge. The current penalty charge is £130. Possible changes are: Option 1. The penalty charge could change to £180. This is a similar increase to rising prices in the UK. Option 2. The penalty charge could change to £160. This is the same increase that TfL made in 2022. Current Band B, higher level penalty charge. The current penalty charge is £110. Possible changes. Option 1. The penalty charge could change to £150. This is a similar increase to rising prices in the UK. Option 2. The penalty charge could change to £130. This is similar to the increase made by TfL in 2022. Current Band B, lower level penalty charge. The current penalty charge is £60. Option 1. The penalty charge could change to £90. This is a similar increase to rising prices in the UK. Option 2. The penalty charge could change to £70. This is similar to the increase made by TfL in 2022. Question 12. To make sure people follow the parking rules, should the penalty charges stay the same, increase in the same way as the rising prices in the UK, increase in the same or similar way as TfL, increase by a different amount? If you think it should be a different amount, please let us know. Question 13. How would it affect you if penalty charges for parking were to increase? Question 14. Are you concerned about people parking badly in London? I am concerned, I am not concerned, or I do not know. Do you have any other comments? Question 15. Have you noticed that there is more bad parking in London? I have noticed more bad parking. There has been no change in bad parking. I have noticed less bad parking. Do you have any other comments? Part 4. Possible changes to the additional parking fees. Information for questions 16 and 17. London boroughs can also clamp or remove a vehicle that breaks parking rules. If a vehicle is clamped or removed to £1, additional parking fees and the penalty charge will need to be paid. If a vehicle has been removed to a vehicle £1, a daily storage fee may be added, if it is not collected after 24 hours. A vehicle might be scrapped, if it is not collected after a few weeks, and a scrapping fee may need to be paid. All these additional parking fees can also be added if your vehicle has been found abandoned on a road due to an accident or not wanted anymore. Any changes made to the fees will also apply to abandoned vehicles. The current additional fees have not increased since 2007. Here are the current fees and possible new fees. The possible new fees are based on the rising prices in the UK. Clamping fee. Current fee is £70. Possible new fee is £110. Removal fee. Current fee is £200. Possible new fee is £315. Daily storage fee. Current fee is £40 every day. Possible fee is £65 every day. Scrapping fee. Current fee is £70. Possible new fee is £110. Question 16. What do you think about the current additional parking fees? The fees should stay the same. The fees should increase in the same way as the rising prices in the UK. The fees should be different amounts. If you think the fees should change by different amounts, please let us know. Question 17. How would it affect you if the additional parking fees were to increase? Part 5, Bus lanes and moving traffic penalty charges. Information for questions 18 to 21. You may get a bus lane penalty charge if you drive in a bus lane when you are not allowed to. There are different moving traffic rules. One example, if you stop in a yellow box junction when you are not allowed to. The current penalty charges for breaking bus lane and moving traffic rules is currently £130. If drivers do not follow the bus lane or moving traffic rules, it can be dangerous and it affects road safety, increases congestion or traffic build-up, or it increases air pollution. London Councils wants to stop drivers from breaking these rules. On transport for London's red routes, these penalty charges are now £160. Question 18. Are you concerned about the number of drivers breaking the bus lane and moving traffic rules in London? I am concerned, I am not concerned, or I do not know. Question 19. A bus lane penalty charge is £130. A moving traffic penalty charge is £130. Do you think they should be the same? I think both penalty charges should be the same. I think the penalty charges should be different to each other. I do not know. If you think bus lane and moving traffic penalty charges should be different amounts, please let us know. Question 20. Bus lane and moving traffic penalty charges are £130. Band A, higher level parking penalty charges are £130. Do you think they should all be the same? I think the penalty charges should all be the same. I think the penalty charges should all be different to each other. I do not know. If you think all penalty charges should be different, please let us know. Question 21. How would it affect you if the bus lane and moving traffic penalty charges were to increase? Part 6, Discount rate of 50%. Information for questions 22. The current discount rate of 50% is offered to all drivers who pay any penalty charge usually within 14 days. This means the penalty charge is reduced by half the amount if paid early. The discount is available for all parking penalty charges, bus lane penalty charges and moving traffic penalty charges. Lots of people pay the penalty charge within 14 days to get the 50% discount. This is how the discount rate of 50% works. Band A, higher level. Penalty charge that is £130 is reduced to £65 with the discount. Band A, lower level. A penalty charge that is £80 is reduced to £40 with the discount. Band B, higher level. A penalty charge that is £110 is reduced to £55 with the discount. Band B, lower level. A penalty charge that is £60 is reduced to £30 with the discount. Question 22. Do you think that the discount rate for early payment should stay at 50%? Yes, it should stay at 50%. No, it should be less than 50%. No, it should be more than 50%. I do not know. If you think the discount rate should be different, please let us know. Part 7. Charge certificate surcharge of 50%. Information for question 23. A charge certificate is a legal notice issued by a London borough. It tells you that you need to pay an extra amount because you have not paid a penalty charge. This is called a surcharge. The surcharge increases the penalty charge by 50%. This is how the surcharge rate of 50% works. Band A, higher level. A penalty charge that is £130 would increase to £195 if not paid. Band A, lower level. A penalty charge that is £80 would increase to £120 if not paid. Band B, higher level. A penalty charge that is £110 would increase to £165 if not paid. Band B, lower level. A penalty charge that is £60 would increase to £90 if not paid. Question 23. Do you think that the charge certificate surcharge should stay at 50%? Yes, it should stay at 50%. No, it should be less than 50%. No, it should be more than 50%. I do not know. If you think the surcharge rate should be different, please tell us what it should be in the box below.